Hey everybody, welcome to week 2 coursework review. First of all, I want to say to those who still do not have their textbooks, I truly apologize. I have not forgotten about it. I'm trying to figure out something to do to get you guys the information, but like I've told most of you, my hands are tied by copyright law as far as providing you with PDFs. I will work with you on the week 1 case study since you didn't have the case study to work from. But for those who did complete it, I will get those graded. Um, Probably, if not by today, by tomorrow. Um, we had the holiday yesterday, so I didn't do any grading. So with that, week 2 begins, and we'll have our Kaiser live session this evening, Tuesday, January 19th at 7 p.m. Uh, this week we're going to cover chapters 5, 6, 7, and 8. Uh, for those of you who don't have your book, I would suggest that you come to this area right here in week 2. Uh, they're PowerPoints that are taken from the book, and they will show you, they will give you some information that you may need from the book. Okay. Um, so uh, there's that. Week 2 discussion. So with the discussions, what I've noticed happening is that many of you or some of you have not realized that the questions that you need to answer are here. You need to read this article right here. Um, it's again on Tom's, a shoe for a shoe and a smile. And so read this section right here. Then once you're done with that, you have a new set of questions this week about what business level strategy does Tom seem to be pursuing and why? And it'll be based on your week 2 weekly reading. So make sure that you go back to the textbook and look at that. If you don't have the textbook, go back to the PowerPoints or the week 2 Kaiser live session. Hopefully the textbook situation will be resolved very soon. And then the second question is, what corporate level strategies is Tom's pursuing? Why? How do these strategies create value to the organizations for the customers? And again, this will all be based on your week 2 reading and lecture. So make sure that you bring it back to that. Uh, And the other thing that I've seen is that a lot of people are posting 3 separate posts, but they're not doing them on 3 separate days. So make sure that you're spreading your posts out over 3 separate days. So one day you do one post, one day you do the next post, and the next day you do the other post. But just make sure that it's 3 separate posts on 3 separate days because people are losing points for that. Um, Again, if you thoroughly answer each of the 3 questions up here, right here, then you can earn up to 40 points. When you read and respond to a student's post, make sure that you are posting something of substance, something that prompts further discussion from other students. Um, Something gives some insight as to why you're answering the question the way you do. Not just answering the question, but tell us why you feel like it says why. Tell us, go in depth as to why. I would like to see at least 100 words per response. Uh, don't write just for the number of words, but write for content. References to text or other sources. So, as I've said, when you answer the questions, you should be referring back to your weekly reading so you can reference and cite when you're utilizing that information from your reading, cite it and reference it. You can also, I don't think it's in this one, but if you go back to week 1 and go to your week 1 discussion, you can see here, right here, this comes from an article, and here is the website, so you can cite and reference that in your response. Since you're taking are you reading the article and utilizing that? If you utilize that in your writing, then you need to cite and reference, so you can use that as well. So that's what I'll be looking for, either your textbook, the article right here, but you'll have to, for some reason, they did not put it into the week 2, but it is in week 1. Um, I'll be looking for either one of those or both. All right, so let's go back to week 2. I might try to add that in there so you have it. All right, so you can earn up to 10 points for that. Spelling and grammar, I go through, and as I find errors, I take off 1 point per spelling error. I have not taken off for punctuation this week, but starting week 3 and week 4, I will be taking off for both spelling and punctuation or grammatical errors. So make sure you're looking at that. And what I suggest you do that is when you get ready to write your discussion post, write it in a Word document, conduct a spelling grammar check, then you can copy and make the changes as you go through. Copy that by highlighting, hit Control C as in Charlie, then go back to your discussion post and go into the text area where you would normally type and hit Control V as in Victor. That will paste it in, hit Submit. That'll keep you from losing points on spelling and grammar. Then I'm also going to be looking for, did you post on 3 separate days? Did you have 3 separate posts on 3 separate days? And you can earn up to 20 points for that, for a total of 100. If you have any questions on this, please let me know. You also have this week a midterm exam, which consists of 25 multiple choice questions from chapters 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I don't know if they meant to leave out 3, but it is an open book test for those of you who have a textbook. Hopefully when you go to take the midterm, everybody will have their textbooks by then. You have 2 hours to complete the test. Please keep in mind that you can only access this midterm once. So once you save your answers, it's submitted. If you reach the time limit, it will automatically save them and submit it for grading. And also don't forget you have a final paper that is due in week 4 on Wednesday. So make sure that you are working on that and starting to gather information to answer all the information that is asked of you in the instructions here. I'm not going to reread them. I read them last week. Make sure that you're reading it. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I do highly suggest that you submit it to the OWL for review. It's not required, but I do suggest that you submit it to them for review, and then they will make their recommendations and you can incorporate those into your final draft. All right, that's it. If you have any questions, please let